The report really paints a damning picture of the Trump presidency. It shows a president who was consumed by the Mueller investigation, someone who tried to get his top advisors to lie or obfuscate on his behalf, and who really was trying to interfere with the Mueller investigation and actually only was blocked by his own team, who either refused to carry out some of his orders or simply just let them fall by the wayside. Ultimately, Mueller did not decide to go forward with criminal charges against Trump or some of the other figures that were around him at the early stages of his administration or during the campaign. But really, when you put that aside, there is a lot in here that really paints a troubling picture of this administration, and it turns this into a political question now. That's for Democrats. Democrats have to decide if they want to continue to pursue these investigations, if they want to move forward with impeachment. There are really mixed feelings in the Democratic caucus about that, but we now shift from a criminal question to a political question. Certainly, the full report, the unredacted report, will provide us with some level of additional information. There are pieces of this report where you can figure out what's probably behind the redactions, but then there are some where we really don't know. And Democrats and the public have probably, feel like they have a right to know what is behind those redactions. There are definitely some loud voices in the Democratic caucus that want to move forward on impeachment, but we've heard from the start from Democratic leaders, people like Nancy Pelosi, that she sees a pretty high bar for impeachment hearings. She has said repeatedly that she feels like in order to move forward on impeachment, you have to not only have really solid evidence of an impeachable offense, but you also have to be able to bring not just Democrats, but also Republicans on board. The president goes back and forth on this Mueller report. On the one hand, he wants to argue that the main takeaway was, hey, I did nothing wrong. There was no collusion, no criminal obstruction. On the other hand, he's keenly aware that the report does paint this really damning picture of his presidency. And so he wants to, with all those details out there now, he wants to really undermine them. He wants to point fingers at Mueller's team and say they don't have enough credibility to make judgments on me. And then also he wants to cast doubt on the many Trump advisors who talked to Bob Mueller and provided pretty stunning details. He believes, based on his track record over the past 2 years, that he can undermine the credibility of that report, certainly for his base and perhaps for other Americans as well.